Get ready for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, welcome to another Next Level Showcast. This is show number 3.
Yep,
which is
show number 3 for the new show.
Show number 3, yeah, for the new show, which is works out pretty well. We're coming along.
Yeah, we almost have surpassed the old show number of shows.
I think we have.
I thought we had like 4 or 5. We had at least 4. I know that.
Did we have at least 4? I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was only 3.
There's only 3, I think, that we recorded.
Oh yeah, that's right. We had a technical difficulty.
Right.
So, in other words, it was a my bad.
Yes.
So, but again,
one of the
welcome.
Words that we hate.
What? Oh yeah.
One of the words that we hate.
Well, I keep using them now that I know you hate them.
Well, actually, I don't think it was us. Wasn't someone else in the message board that said they didn't like my bad?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was one of the people in the board in the room.
Yeah, I think it was one of your friends. Your buddy.
Yeah, my buddy John, our contest winner from last week.
Right. And speaking of message board, if you have anything you want to say throughout the show, feel free to use it.
Or if you're listening on the podcast and you have any comments to anything that you hear later on, feel free to email us. Next Level Showcast at yahoo.com, or you can post on our Facebook wall, which is facebook.com/Next Level Showcast. While we're at it, follow us on Twitter at the Next Level SC. And
the website will be up soon.
Website will be up, is in development right now. Will be up, hopefully, I believe, next 2 to 3 weeks. We will have everything up. If not next week, I'm kind of hoping for next week.
Yeah.
So,
and then we will have individualized emails.
Yeah, we'll each have our own emails. The show will have an email. So
if you want to tell me something that you don't want Ben to know about,
or if you want
to email to me.
Or if you want to send an email and telling me how annoying Adam is, but you love my voice, you can do that too.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yeah.
Right.
So, anyway, again, like I said, we are back for another Sunday show number 3. We got a lot to cover. We're going to go. The Oscar nominees were announced this past week. We're going to go over the Oscars as we did. We're not going to give you predictions this time, basically because from now leading up to the Oscars, Adam and I are actually going to watch everything rather than just
all the Best Picture ones. Yeah,
all the Best Pictures. I think we should watch some of the movies that actors are nominated for, even if they're not nominated.
Right. Yeah. Well, a lot of them, overlap, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know there's a couple actors that were nominated for movies that weren't nominated.
Yeah, so Bruce Stern's one of them.
Yeah, well, no, Nebraska was nominated.
For Best Picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was. Never mind.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that later, though.
Didn't even win the Golden Globe for Best Musical or Comedy.
No, but
Son of a...
our Golden Globe predictions were pretgoing blind. We hadn't seen most of everything.
Most of it, yeah.
This time we're going to give you actual predictions. We're going to watch everything, and we're going to review everything as the weeks go on, too.
Yeah. So, we'll tell you which one we like the best and then which one we think will win.
Yeah.
Think we should win and think would win.
Yeah, we'll give you predictions all along the way. But for now, what do you say we hit and we see what's in the box office for this week?
Sure.
All right, so what kind of entertainment came out this week in the box office?
Actually, the top 5, 3 of the 5 are new releases, which I believe we went over last week.
Yeah, that's always a good thing, though. I like when it changes up.
Yeah, number 1, Ride Along. The Kevin Hart Ice Cube movie.
I heard about that, and you know what? I'm not really surprised, to be honest.
No, it looked really good.
It does. It looks pretty funny. I know it's something I'm going to check out. I don't know if I'm going to go to theaters to see it, but I know at least DVD release. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, as soon as it comes out on like DVD or Redbox, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
that brought in $41 million. So it's actually really, really good opening.
Not a bad take for an opening week. Not a bad take for a comedy.
Right.
Which is always surprising. Usually the bigger openings are reserved for action movies, like the comic book movies, and for family films.
Yeah, I mean, Lone Survivor, I think, brought in upwards of about 50 mil last week, something like that. So, I mean, that it's only about 10 million shy of Lone Survivor.
Yeah.
And speaking of Lone Survivor, that's number 2.
And I actually plan on watching that tonight.
You have to let me know how it is. I do want to go see that soon. That brought in another 23 million. Number 3 was The Nut Job, which I was really surprised about.
I'm really not. It's a family film. Like I said, whether the movies are good or bad, you usually find them in the top 3, top 5.
Right. But it's not one of the mainstream ones. You know what I mean? Like, it's not Disney, Pixar. It's not who's the other one? DreamWorks. But I mean, it's not always Disney that does it. I mean, look at The Croods that came out a couple months ago. Right.
That was in the top, and that I don't know for how long, but it was there at some point. How to Train Your Dragon was in the top for a while.
That got a Golden Globe nomination too, didn't it? The Croods.
It did.
How to Train Your Dragon was really good. Wasn't that DreamWorks?
Oh yeah, you did mention DreamWorks. How to Train Your Dragon was phenomenal. That's one of my favorite animated movies.
I am looking forward to the second one.
So am I.
Have you seen the new trailer for it?
I have.
Came out a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Okay. Number 4 was Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit. I'm actually kind of surprised that didn't beat out Nutjob.
I'm surprised it opened at number 4. I mean, but then again, like, I heard about this movie a while ago, but I didn't even really start seeing any promotion for it till maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't think they promoted it enough.
Yeah, I agree. So the Nut Job had brought in 20.5. Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit brought in 17.2. And then finally, number 5, still sticking in the top 5, Frozen, bringing in another 11.9.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No, that's actually at the. I've told you about the Emmaus Theater. That's the one nearby that movies come out. After they've been in theaters for a while, they'll come out there and they'll show 1 or 2 movies. It's just one theater, but it's only $4 to go see a movie. And Frozen's in there this week, so I'll probably find time to go check it out at some point.
Yeah, that's another one that I have here that I will watch eventually. I just haven't had an opportunity yet. I've quite a few movies here that I have to watch that I have here for namely like screener copies for your consideration is what they're is what they're labeled as. Yeah, for the Oscars, the Golden Globes, and the SAG Awards. They're mainly sent out for the SAG Awards, but a majority of them, which were yesterday, but a majority of them are. A majority of the SAG Award nominees are pretty much the same as the Golden Globes and the Oscars. Right,
and I mean, at this time of year, honestly, it's I'm just waiting for the Oscars. The Golden Globes and the Oscars are really the only 2 I care about. I mean, they have the SAG Awards, they have the People's Choice Awards, but they're kind of just blah.
I'm okay with the People's Choice Awards. The People's Choice Awards to me are more of a popularity contest.
Right. Yeah, I think, what did I remember texting you. Adam Sandler had won like comedic male of the year or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like because he did so many funny movies in 2013.
And
actually, the only movie I can think of that he did was Grown Ups 2, and that flopped. That according to Time Magazine was like one of the worst. Was the worst movie of the year.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I no longer watch, and I used to love the MTV Movie Awards. The MTV Movie Awards now,
same way.
Maybe it's just because I'm older now, but the MTV Movie Awards now is voted on by the people, and when I say the people, I mean 12 to 15-year-old tween girls who are in love with fake vampires, which is why Twilight has swept the damn thing for like the past 3 or 4 years.
It's kind of funny. For as much as we hate Twilight, it comes up an awful lot on the show.
Yeah, that's because I just like to express my hatred for it, that's all.
Oh, okay. I got you.
We should. I mean,
that
if we did like an I Hate Twilight show, I could get it completely out of my system.
that's true. But I'd still think you'd have more left over.
Oh, I absolutely would.
So anyway, that does it for this weekend. What came out as far as top 5. Now coming out this coming week, really only one movie that I've seen trailers for is I, Frankenstein with Aaron Eckhart.
Which I know you said looks pretty dumb. I'll probably still watch it when it comes out on DVD. I don't think I'm going to go to theaters to see it.
No, I don't think I will either. Actually, no, I won't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I won't. I very rarely go to theaters to see anything now.
Yeah. I mean, it usually takes a pretty good movie to get me out to go.
Yeah.
Another movie that I see is coming out that I don't know much about is Gimme Shelter. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because it has Vanessa Hudgens in it, James Earl Jones, Brendan Fraser, Rosario Dawson. So I mean, it has a decent, as far as notability goes, cast wise. But I haven't heard or seen anything on it. So
yeah, I'm not familiar with that one either.
It's based on a true story about a 16-year-old.
Just any 16-year-old?
No, a specific one.
Oh, okay.
She's a pregnant teenager.
Okay, again, just a regular 16-year-old?
Partially, yeah.
Did MTV make this movie?
MTV movie?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I still didn't get that sound clip. That's one I forgot. The little drum. But that's it for what's coming out this weekend. So, not a long list. I mean, we had 3 come out last week, and they're all in the top 5. I'd be surprised if I Frankenstein makes it in the top 5 next week.
Yeah, me too. I'd be surprised if it opens in the top 5, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. All right, well, moving on to my end with the DVDs and video game releases. Again, this week, nothing in video games, and like I said, it's not a surprise. You're not going to see many more video game releases probably until the spring.
Right.
You might see one here and there, but it's nothing. No big new games are going to come out until the summer. However, DVD and Blu-ray wise, I have to admit, I slacked last week. I thought The Butler was the only one, and apparently when I went into Best Buy, I saw quite a few that came out this week that I didn't see in their circular, and I completely missed.
Huh.
And I don't know how I missed them, and I don't know how they weren't in their circular. And maybe I should stop relying on the circular to see what's coming out. Actually check some more reliable sources. But anyway, last week, just to go back to last week, some of the ones that I missed, the remake of Carrie came out last week with Chloe Grace Moretz and Julianne Moore. I'm not crazy about horror remakes. I'll rent it just to see how it is. I'm not going to buy it, so I'd give it at least a rent.
Right.
The Family with De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Tommy Lee Jones. This movie just looked horrible from the trailer.
Yeah.
It got a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a pass. It's a pass.
Yeah, I mean,
don't think about it.
It's an interesting idea, but just really didn't.
Yeah, it's pretty much just about a family that goes into witness protection, but just can't stop their mob ways and keep up with it while they're under witness protection. And the biggest
make light of the fact that both of them were in mob movies.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer and De Niro. Which is surprising that De Niro is doing such awful movies.
He will do, it seems like, any movie you ask him to do these days.
He's pretty much the mob. He's pretty much the mob version of William Shatner.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he does. When he first, or when he was so good, I should say, he chose his movies wisely. Not so much anymore.
No, not so much anymore.
I feel like if we put together a movie and asked him, he'd go do it.
Probably. It's not a bad idea, actually. We can get De Niro and Shatner to co-star in a movie.
Not a terribly good idea either.
No, but it'll make money.
Yeah, that's for sure. Not a lot of money, but...
No, you probably get a bigger turnout
money.
for Shatner fans than you would De Niro.
Yeah. Yeah, all his movies lately seem to kind of bomb.
Yeah. Fitting.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens.
And the biggest release from last week that I completely missed was Riddick with Vin Diesel.
Yes.
Only got
a third one now.
Third one, yeah. what the hell was the name of the first one? Pitch Black was the first one. Chronicles of Riddick was the second, and Riddick is the third. And Riddick is the third. It only got a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes, but you know what? It's a buy for me, just because I love the first two movies. The Riddick movies are great.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen them in a while, but I know from seeing them before that I enjoyed them.
So
this one didn't look as good, but it still looked watchable.
I've heard a lot of great things from people who have seen it.
For me, it's a rent.
Yeah, I'd say it's a buy because I'm actually staring at it right now, sitting on my desk.
After you bought it,
I already bought it, so
okay,
it'll be one of my
be
viewing choices this week.
Okay,
I get to watch it. Now, moving on to this week, this coming Tuesday, 3 pretty notable releases that are coming out this week. First off, Machete Kills with Danny Trejo, Michelle Rodriguez, and Sofia Vergara. I completely dug the first one. I loved Machete. So this one is I haven't seen it. It only got a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, but you know what? That doesn't make a difference. This one's going to be a buy for me. Just because I love the first movie, I'm going to see this one.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see the first one.
It's not it's a popcorn flick,
Is it?
You go into it watching it for what it is. It's stupid action. It's over the top special effects.
Is it like a Tarantino type of deal? Like as far as just trying to get really bloody?
Well, that's exactly what it is. Because basically, I don't know if you know how the first movie came about. Danny Trejo is Machete in the movie. And he was in one of the
spinoff, right?
Well, he was in one of the Spy Kids movies. And when he was in the Spy Kids movies, his name in the Spy Kids movies was Uncle Machete.
Oh, really?
So, and that was and the Spy Kids movies were directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Right, and I know what's her name, Alexis Vega,
yeah,
Alexis Vega,
who was the spy girl, who called Machete Uncle Machete, is in Machete Kills.
Yeah, I did see that.
And then fast forward to years later, and Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino teamed up to do the Grindhouse duology, which was Planet Terror and Death Proof. In between those movies, when you went to go see those movies in theaters, they played as a double feature, and there were trailers in between the movies, and they were fake trailers. And one of the fake trailers was a movie called Machete, with Danny Trejo, as this badass guy named Machete who, is like a vigilante. The fake trailer got so much hype over it that that Tarantino pretty much went to Robert Rodriguez and said, "You have to make this movie." And so the trailer was fake, and he made this movie off the fake trailer.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And the movie did so well and got such a cult following, even though it may not have done well in theaters, it got such a cult following that he made the sequel, which is Machete Kills, in which they brought back Alexis Vega from the Spy Kids, who's now in the movie.
Yeah, and she looks totally different from when she was in Spy Kids.
Yeah. I can say it because I'm single and you're not, but she's hot as hell.
I could say it if I want.
You can.
But Danny Trejo's in a lot of movies. I didn't realize how many movies he's in. And he's in a lot of upcoming movies, too.
But Danny Trejo's a badass.
Yeah, and it's funny because he was in the first Anchorman, wasn't he?
Yes, he's in the
fight
bar
scene.
No, he's not in the fight scene. He's in the
bar.
He's in the bar.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He has a lot of cameos on a lot of different things.
Yeah, he really does.
So, also coming out this week, Blue Jasmine with Cate Blanchett and Alec Baldwin, one of the Golden Globe nominees, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't hear too many great things.
Yeah, not an Oscar nominee, but not an Oscar-nominated movie, but Cate Blanchett is nominated for Best Actress in the Oscars for Blue Jasmine.
Right, she won the Golden Globe, right?
I believe so. Yeah. That's at a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. But the one I'm actually most looking forward to this week, Captain Phillips with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I really want to see that one.
Definitely nominated, absolutely nominated for a Best Picture. Tom Hanks, not so much, but we'll get to that a little bit later. 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, that is going to be a definite buy for me. That's one I'm absolutely going to buy.
Yeah, that's one I definitely want to check out as soon as I can.
Yeah.
And that comes out Tuesday, right?
That comes out on Tuesday.
All right, cool.
So that about wraps it up for what I have on as far as new releases coming out.
Okay. Did you want to take a quick break and then we'll come back and talk about the Oscar nominations?
Yeah, we'll take a quick music break. We'll come back and we'll go over the Oscars for a little bit, and that'll be about where we'll go from here.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, we'll take a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Hang tight.
We're gonna have to figure out a way to get inside.
It looks impossible.
Lucky those walls are 25 feet high. There's a guard at every post. There's no way we'll ever get in there.
I think Dusty's right.
Well, we're just gonna have to use our brains.
Damn it.
All right, we are back with the Next Level Showcast. Coming
What's
back
that from?
That's a Three
I recognize
Amigos.
Steve. Okay, I recognize Steve Martin.
Yeah, Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short.
Yeah.
Classic comedy. I love Three Amigos. It's probably one of my.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I know I have seen it, but not enough to know the quotes too well.
Yeah. So, before we get back into things, we just want to let you know, starting next Sunday, we're going to be back to our normal time, our 7 o'clock start time. So I would like to say 7 to 9, but it might end up earlier. We might wrap up earlier than that. We might wrap up later than that. Who knows? So
wherever the night may take us.
Yeah, pretty much depends on how things are going. But we are definitely back next week to our 7 o'clock start time. We are still trying to figure out things for 2 weeks. 2 weeks is Super Bowl Sunday. We're trying to figure out what exactly we're going to be doing. Most likely we're not going to be on during the Super Bowl because I know you and I both want to watch.
Yeah, almost definitely not going to be on.
Yeah.
We may pre-record it, or we may do like a Saturday night show. We might do a Monday night show. We're not quite sure yet, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But after the Super Bowl, other than the Oscars, there's really no other big events Sunday nights that'll prevent us from doing the 7 to 9.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then the other thing too, you and I were actually just tossing this about during the break, but we might start doing like a Wednesday night replay, where we'll actually play the replay live back on this channel. So if you don't get a chance to listen to us live on Sunday, and you don't really have an opportunity to download the podcast, you can always tune back in and re-listen to the show on Wednesday nights, or another night. We'll figure out what night works better. What's that?
Hold on.
Do we might have some breaking news?
I think we have some breaking news here. Yeah, it seems pretty official here. The Seattle Seahawks just scored a touchdown. Marshawn Lynch rushing it in from, I didn't see how far out he was, but it was at least a 30-yard run there. With the extra point, that should tie it up at 10-10.
Which makes me very happy because I'm pushing for
9:50
Seattle.
left in the third quarter.
I'm pushing for Seattle in this game.
So this was a 45-yard run.
Impressive.
No, sorry, 40-yard run.
I made my prediction of the Super Bowl being the Denver Broncos versus Seattle Seahawks about a month and a half ago. So I'm looking pretty good. I'm halfway there.
Yeah, so. I mean, they were kind of the, not to burst your bubble, but they were kind of the favorites anyway.
Well, I think Tennessee was. I mean, without going into a sports chat, I think Tennessee was also not. I think that the Texans were predicted to be a good team this year too with the draft pick that they picked up, weren't they?
No,
Okay.
Houston. They were like 2-12 or 2-14.
I know they were, but at the beginning of the season, they were.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying you said like a couple months ago.
No. I knew with a 2-12 record, they weren't predicted to do a squat.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the show. I also want to make sure we mention our friends of the show who have I know at least one of them has been plugging us a lot. They're both fans on the site as well. Our friends Kim and Sage over at Head Over Feels. Headoverfeels.com, and you can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/headoverfeels. Also our friends at Nerdbase. They were our friends when we were still the Nerd Sentimental podcast. So and they're still our friends now. So you can check them out at facebook.com/nerdbase or nerd-base.com. Both sites have some awesome content. So definitely check them out. Give them a like on their Facebook pages. Check out their websites and such. So what do you say we move on? We hit the next level news.
This is Next Level News.
All right, and this week in the news, first off, we have Prince is going to make an appearance on New Girl. as himself.
Which Prince is weird enough as it is.
Yeah, I mean, he did do. Didn't he? He did do the Super Bowl halftime show.
He did
a few years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he apparently is. Speaking of Super Bowl, he's going to appear on the Super Bowl episode of New Girl as himself. Not much is known, but apparently according to E! Online, it reports that he'll interfere with Nick and Jess's relationship. Which, if you're familiar with the show, that's Zooey Deschanel and the main guy, basically. His name isn't coming to me right now.
Yeah,
Jake Johnson, I think.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the show. I don't watch.
Yeah, it is Jake Johnson. So that's coming up right around the Super Bowl. So that's only a couple weeks away. I'm not sure if he's going to do more than one or not, but it's on Tuesdays at 9. So I'm assuming it's going to be the episode following the Super Bowl at 9 p.m. on Tuesday. That should be February 4th, I believe. Yeah.
Is it the 4th? Because I thought the 3rd was Sunday.
No, the 2nd Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. Elsewhere, apparently Zoe Saldana and Sam Worthington are back for the Avatar sequels.
It's about time they started announcing stuff about this.
Yeah, I mean, what year did Avatar come out?
I don't know. But I know they announced the sequels a couple years ago, and we haven't heard squat since then.
Yeah, Avatar was 2009. So, I mean, that's going on 5 years ago. 2016 apparently is when the second one is supposed to come out. So I mean that's 7 years in between.
Apparently,
I think sequels.
I think Cameron has a thing for waiting almost a decade for sequels.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look, Terminator 2 came out almost 10 years after Terminator 1. Terminator 3 almost 10 years after Terminator 2.
Well, they're supposed to do 3 more Avatar movies. Not just 3 total, 3 more, making 4 total.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
2016 is when the second one's supposed to come out, and the fourth one is supposed to be out by 2018. So in 2 years, they're going to release 3 movies. So I guess 2016, 17, and 18.
They'll probably film them back to back, the same way Peter Jackson does Lord of the Rings and things like that.
Right. You want to go with yours real quick?
Yeah, I have NBC to Fly with Peter Pan as turnaround takes root. Bob Greenblatt of NBC has pretty much said that with the success of The Sound of Music on NBC that aired around Christmas time, they're going to do another one. They're going to do a live musical show, and this time it's going to be Peter Pan. But I think Disney fans of Peter Pan shouldn't get their hopes up. I think this is going back to the basic. I can't remember what version that it is.
So it's not going to be like the Disney version.
It's not the Disney version. No, it's
is Carrie Underwood going to be Peter Pan?
Highly doubtful. That'd be nice. At least a Tinkerbell appearance, maybe.
Right.
But it is going to air on December 4th with the same producers as The Sound of Music producing the show. So they're going to probably keep these like traditional, probably like around the Christmas time. Back in like around December, they're probably going to. If Peter Pan is successful, they'll probably keep doing it.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I kind of think it's cool doing a live show, a live play basically on TV.
Yeah, exactly. It's apparently Bob Greenblatt of NBC has already said they're already closing in on a male lead for the Peter Pan role. So
it's got to be somebody short,
or just skinny. I don't really think it would have to be somebody short.
Yeah, it's true. Well, if you ever go to Disney World, sometimes they use a girl to play Peter Pan.
Well, in the musical version of Peter Pan, a lot of the times it is a female.
Right, because she's so tiny.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go back to this one? Lady Sif set to drop in on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I think is really cool.
I think that's awesome.
Jamie Alexander from the Thor movies is supposed to come to Earth and come in and join the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't believe it says here when. Just that it's on Tuesdays at 8. And the Blu-ray pack comes out February 25th.
The Blu-ray pack comes out February 25th? The season's not even over yet, is it?
Oh, sorry. Read it wrong. Thor comes out February 25th.
Oh, okay. It's like S.H.I.E.L.D.'s not even over yet, and it's coming out on Blu-ray?
Yeah. Digital 3D and digital HD is February 4th, and then the Blu-ray is 25th.
Oh, yeah, that's an absolute buy before we
misread that.
Before we even get to it.
No, yeah, but no, it doesn't say when she's going to be on. Just that she will be on.
Hopefully, it'll be sometime this season.
I would think so. Yeah, I mean, because I'm sure at this point they don't know if they're going into a second season.
I'm pretty sure they'll get renewed for a second season.
Yeah, I would hope so.
But on the Marvel topic, another news story we have is the possibility of we might be seeing Johnny Depp joining the Marvel universe, which
that would be cool.
I was up in the air about it because Johnny Depp, his things either are a hit or they're a flop. I mean, you go from Pirates of the Caribbean to, and I know we got another sports breaking news. It's kind of disappointing, but
you can finish yours and then
yeah, his things are hit or miss. But I saw the character they're thinking about for him. They think about him as Doctor Strange, and that the way he gets into his character. And the way he gets into the characters that he plays, if there's any Marvel character that I think he could pull off and pull off well, it is probably Doctor Strange.
Well, and plus, if you think about it, if you were going to cast somebody for Doctor Strange, he'd probably be the first person to think of, in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, it's still up in the air right now as to whether or not he's going to be joining the Marvel Universe. He has to make sure there's not a conflict because he's already doing 2 other Disney movies. He's doing a 5th movie in the Pirates saga, and he's going to be doing an Alice in Wonderland sequel. So,
that's right,
which both are Disney, as is Marvel. So, I mean, it's staying within the same company.
Right.
So, if there's any way for them to work out scheduling details, at least it's the same production company, so they could probably make it work.
Right. Well, moving to a comic book franchise that doesn't know how to do it right, Warner Brothers pushes back Batman versus Superman 10 months to, quote, fully realize vision.
Yeah, not surprised.
Not a good start. It was supposed to come out July 17th, 2015. The studio pushed it back to May 6th of 2016.
Well, I think what the problem with this is that they saw the success of Man of Steel, and they're like, okay, let's make a sequel. Let's get the sequel.
Yeah.
You know what? And I think what happened was their train of thought was pretty much, okay, let's make a sequel. All right, done deal. We'll make a sequel. Signed on, you got the deal. Well, we've been talking about doing a Justice League movie, so let's work towards that now. You know what? Let's throw in Batman. Okay, awesome. We'll throw Batman into it. Now what? All right, we'll talk about Martian Manhunter and a couple other people. All right, great. That's great. And then what happened is they finally probably sat back and realized, like, you know what? We've casted all these characters. We know who we're putting in it. We don't know how the hell we're going to do it.
Yeah. And I think Wonder Woman is supposed to make an appearance, too.
Which scares the hell out of me when it comes to that movie. Because they have not been able to do, since the one back in, like, the 70s and the 80s, they've not been able to pull off Wonder Woman. They've tried 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. That's the Linda Carter version.
The Linda Carter version, yeah.
75, yeah.
You know, they haven't been able to pull it off yet. So it's why are they even going to bother? DC is just they're hoping to catch the same lightning in a bottle that Marvel did when it came to the Avengers, and it's not going to work.
It all seems a little rushed. And it obviously must feel rushed because they had to push it back almost a full year.
I mean, and Marvel took their time. You know, they've been working on these movies since, 2005?
Yeah, they really planned it out.
They have a whole blueprint for how these movies are coming along.
Right.
And so, I mean, they have it planned out, I think, till 2018. They have these movies planned out. So
I think that
they're doing it right. And DC is just trying to rush into it, and it's not going to fly. Much like a Wonder Woman movie.
I've really got to get Anyway, back to the breaking news. San Francisco had scored, putting themselves back up 17-10. Just over 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, and actually Seattle just returned the kickoff into San Francisco territory, so we might have another score coming up.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm watching the replay of the.
A low-scoring game initially. It was 10-3, and now all of a sudden the fireworks are coming out.
Yeah, you know what? It's good. I knew it was going to be a close game. Both teams.
It's a divisional game. This is the third time they're playing this year, each other. So
I don't know. Plenty of time still left in this game for my Seattle prediction to come.
Oh yeah. So, your Seattle team. What about you?
I said my Seattle prediction.
Oh, okay. I thought you said my Seattle team.
I didn't say my Seattle team. My team's already out.
Well, what do you say we start talking some Oscars.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You want to kick it off with the Best Picture nominees?
Well, I mean, basically, we can go through, a couple things. The Oscar nominees came out on, what was it, on Thursday. There were definitely a lot of nominees. Basically, the way it works, there were 289 eligible pictures with a total of 6,020 Academy voters.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Think about all the time it takes to sort everything out.
Yeah, I know. The ballots for all the voting are running between February 14th and the 25th, and the awards are going to be on March 2nd. So we have plenty of time.
The Academy.
One of these days, hopefully, I'll be able to say that.
Do they do podcasts on the Academy Awards?
What's that?
You can make a movie about podcasting.
Are they?
No, we can.
Oh.
And you know who we can ask to join us?
No. Who?
Robert De Niro.
De Niro? Yeah, oh, that's right, because he'll do anything.
Right. He can play me.
I'll have William Shatner play me.
The guy who plays Mr. Clean can play you.
Speaking of William Shatner, I'm listening to the music, and that's the Star Trek theme. It mixed into the
it mixes into
the
a
music.
Couple different things. It's actually kind of cool.
Or no, wait, is that Star Trek? No, I don't know what that is. I know it's familiar, but I can't pick it up. Anyway, historically, the Oscar nominees are usually parallel, like the box office, things like that. But that was really kind of different this year. Gravity was the only one that did well in the box office that was nominated for an award. The box office really was like Iron Man 3, Despicable Me 2, Hunger Games, Fast and Furious, The Hobbit, Monsters University, Man of Steel, Thor, Frozen. And a majority of these movies weren't nominated for Best Picture, at least.
I'm trying to figure out why The Hangover 3 is not on the Best Picture list.
I can tell you exactly why The Hangover 3 is not on the Best Picture list. But yeah, let's do a rundown of the different nominations. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different Oh no, I have more than that. No, I don't need that one. We don't need to go over that one or that one. So there's a couple that we can go over. First and foremost, Best Picture nominees. There are 9, usually anywhere between 5 and 10 are usually what come out. Best Picture nominees this year are 12 Years a Slave, American Hustle, no surprise, Captain Phillips, no surprise, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, Her, Nebraska, Philomena, and Wolf of Wall Street. And as I said,
I was really hoping that I would have seen a couple of these so that when we do our reviews, I wouldn't have to watch all 9. I haven't seen a single one yet.
I have seen none of them. Yeah, just like you. So we're going to be watching these movies together over the next. Well, not together, as in like next to each other, but we're going to be watching these movies over the course of the next couple weeks. Maybe like 2 a podcast. We'll do like quick reviews on.
Yeah.
Best Director: David O. Russell for American Hustle, Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity, Alexander Payne for Nebraska, Steve McQueen for 12 Years a Slave, and of course Scorsese for Wolf of Wall Street. Best Actor: Christian Bale for American Hustle, Bruce Dern for Nebraska, Leonardo DiCaprio for Wolf of Wall Street. Can't pronounce his name. The guy from Wolf of Wall Street. I really got to learn how to pronounce.
For Wolf of Wall Street or 12 Years?
Or for 12 Years a Slave. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
It's Chiwetel something. I can't remember.
Iofor or something like that.
Yeah, and Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, and he won the Golden Globe for actor.
And gave one of the weirdest...
All right.
and gave one of the weirdest acceptance speeches.
Yeah, I'm kind of over him. And he did have a shirt on, though, which was a surprise.
Yeah, because usually you don't see that.
Right. It's kind of an anomaly.
If you ever want to see a funny ass video, go on YouTube and look up Matt Damon's impression of Matthew McConaughey. He did it on Letterman.
Matt Damon's impression of Matthew McConaughey.
And he did it on Letterman one night, and it was spot on, and it's hysterical. Well, I'll post it on the Next Level page when the show is over.
Right.
Best Actress: Amy Adams for American Hustle, Cate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine, which we mentioned comes out on Tuesday, Sandra Bullock for Gravity, Judi Dench for Philomena, and Meryl Streep for August Osage County. Best Original Screenplay, American Hustle, Blue Jasmine, Her, Nebraska, and the Dallas Buyers Club.
That seems to be doing really well, that Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, and I don't even really know what it is.
I believe... Well, I know Jared Leto from... what's that damn band that he's in? I can't remember.
Me neither.
No, it's Mars.
Mars Volta.
No.
30 Seconds to Mars.
30 Seconds to Mars, yeah, sorry. He won Best Supporting he was the one who was dressed up as a female.
And he's also nominated for Best Supporting this year.
Yeah. So who knew?
Best Supporting Actor, Barkhad Adabi for Captain Phillips, Bradley Cooper for American Hustle, Michael Fassbender for 12 Years a Slave, Jonah Hill for Wolf of Wall Street. Jonah Hill again with a Golden Globe nominee.
Yeah, I think
Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
And as you said, Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club. Best Supporting Actress, Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave, Jennifer Lawrence for American Hustle, June Squibb for Nebraska, Julia Roberts for August Osage County, and Sally Hawkins for Blue Jasmine. Best Animated Film, The Croods, Despicable Me 2, Ernest and Clementine, Frozen, and The Wind Rises. And then I had...
No Monsters U.
No Monsters U, yeah, that was a snub, which we'll get into the snubs a little bit once I get into... The only other one I saw, and I'm only naming it because of the movies that were nominated, Best Visual Effects. Gravity, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, The Lone Ranger, Iron Man 3, so Iron Man 3 did get an Oscar nomination.
There you go.
And Star Trek Into Darkness, so Star Trek got an Oscar nomination too for the best visual effects.
That was a good movie. I mean, I don't. Some people didn't like it. I thought it was really good.
The new Star Trek?
Yeah.
I think people just didn't like it because they went the same route that the sequel did originally with Khan.
Yeah.
Which I didn't have a problem with because,
No.
The second Star Trek movie of the original series was probably one of the best. Wrath of Khan was probably the best of that entire series.
And I don't know. Now that you mention it, I don't know how. Who played Khan? God, I always forget his name.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, I don't know how he did not get a. I don't know if it's on your snubs list, but why he wasn't nominated for Best Supporting Actor?
I don't really think that's
I thought he did a great job.
I think he did too, but I mean, movies like that very rarely get nominations.
I know, and I think that's a shame.
But I did see that throughout the course of everything, all the film nominations, American Hustle leads the pack, tied with Gravity. They both have 10 nominations. 12 Years a Slave has 9. Captain Phillips has 6. Dallas Buyers Club with 6. Nebraska with 6. Her and Wolf of Wall Street both have 5. Philomena with 4. Blue Jasmine with 3. The Hobbit has 3. August Osage County has 2. Despicable Me 2. And Frozen both have 2. The Grandmaster and The Great Gatsby, Inside Llewellyn Davies, Inside Llewellyn Davies, The Lone Ranger, and Lone Survivor all have 2 as well.
I'm kind of surprised Lone Survivor only got 2.
And you know what? I'm surprised it only got 2. I'm surprised it's not nominated for a Best Picture with all the stuff I've been seeing. And I'm surprised it's not on the snub list.
Yeah. It got snubbed from the snub list.
It got snubbed from the Oscars and the snub list. And
Matt Damon!
And I heard... What does Matt Damon
He probably had a hand in it.
Oh, okay. I heard a lot of people saying, oh, well, maybe it didn't come out in time and it wasn't nominated. Well, it's got 2 nominations for sound. So
and Her
obviously...
was the same time.
Yeah, so obviously it was eligible for nomination and it just didn't get... but I do have a list of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have a list of 10 snubs here. And I want to see if maybe you can name... a couple of them, and then whatever ones you can name or you can't name.
Are we saying in general, as far like not
in
just
general, they
movies,
could be Best Picture, they could be an actor for Best Actor, an actress for Best Actress.
Well, Tom Hanks is one.
That's the biggest one on my list.
I actually have him here for Captain Phillips and even Best Supporting Actor in Saving Mr. Banks.
Well, I think they said that kind of hurt him when it came to the nominations. The fact that he had 2 movies out this year.
That should never hurt you.
I don't know. I can't see how that could hurt you.
The fact that he did such a good job in 2 movies should help him.
That's what I would figure too. So I mean, I don't really know, why it would hurt him.
I mean, Monsters U we talked about. For
Monsters
feature
University is
animated.
on the snub list.
I gotta think. Let me think. How about? Don't tell me Oprah's on the list.
She is.
Is she?
Oprah for the Butler. Yeah, she
The
is. She
Butler.
is on the list.
Christian Bale, maybe.
No Christian
Or
Bale.
is he? Or is he on the list? Is he on? Is he up for?
For what? For
Oh yeah, he's up for best actor in a leading role for American Hustle.
yeah. Yeah,
Sorry, that's
so
on
yeah.
my surprise list.
Oh, yeah. So he wasn't.
Not
He
my
wasn't
snub
snubbed
list.
at all.
Yeah, Emma Thompson.
Are you reading the same list that I'm reading? So it's really pointless for me to ask you
Where'd you get the list from?
from Variety.
No.
Oh, okay.
This is from Yahoo. That I was looking. I'm only picking certain people.
Yeah,
that
but I think they
listed.
kind of get their list from the same place. So we're probably looking
That's
at the same
really
exact
the
list.
only other person that I was trying to think of.
Oh, okay. A couple of the other ones that are on here that I think are worth mentioning. Robert Redford for All Is Lost is one that they're saying is a snub. Emma Thompson for Saving Mr. Banks, which I think you just said.
Right.
Inside Llewellyn Davis for a Best Picture. James Gandolfini for Enough Said.
Late great.
And the other one I think I see on here that's worth mentioning is Joaquin Phoenix for her for a best actor. So
Yeah, it's kind of odd when you see a movie get nominated for Best Picture, but the leading actor isn't nominated for Best Actor.
yeah, exactly.
Like Captain Phillips and her.
There were a couple surprises, as you said. Christian Bale was one of them for American Hustle.
Right.
Amy Adams for American Hustle was a bit of a surprise this year. And DiCaprio, which I don't know why they say DiCaprio was a surprise. It's
No,
you know,
doesn't make sense.
yeah, I don't see why they would have thought that was a surprise.
He was nominated for Globe, or did he win the Golden Globe for Best Actor?
I think he won the Golden Globe for Best Actor. So
Yeah,
because
you
I
might be right.
remember him going up and making a speech.
And I know Amy Adams made or won the Best Actress.
Yeah, American Hustle kind of cleaned up. I think cleaned up. No, because 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture for Golden Globes.
Called that, by the way.
Yeah, you did. I think when it came to the predictions for the Golden Globes, I think you won. Because I think
did?
the only ones I got right were the ones that we both got right.
Yeah, no, I think you might have gotten one other one right that I got wrong.
But I know you got more than
Either
that.
way, I probably won.
I'm pretty sure you won.
Le who, the her.
You were just saving that one, weren't you?
I was waiting for
I'm
it.
going to hold it on to that one. But I mean, as I said, like we're going to, throughout the
Speaking
course...
of... Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say, speaking of Jonah Hill, how we were saying he was a surprise. This is probably one of my favorite lines that he has ever spoken.
She's locking away and dictate.
And that
Of
doesn't
course,
even
it's from
sound...
Knocked Up.
That doesn't even sound like Jonah Hill.
No, but it's amazing to think that he's gone from
She's locking away and dictate.
to being nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he never would have gotten nominated for an Oscar for Knocked Up. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, I remember movies with Jonah Hill from before he was even in Knocked Up. Like the movie Accepted.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah, well...
He tried to buy the fish shoes.
Well, even before that, like Accepted was out
Yeah.
before that.
Ask me about my wiener.
Ask me about my wiener. I need that clip. I gotta get that
Yeah,
clip.
I'll get it for you.
Well, I will eventually be able to do some
Yeah.
clips too.
21 Jump Street's a good one that he did.
21 Jump Street surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah, and 22 Jump Street looks good.
Yeah.
And by the way, 40-Year-Old Virgin came out before Accepted.
Did it really?
Yeah, 40-Year-Old Virgin was 05, Accepted was 06, so not
Gotcha.
by much.
Gotcha.
I forgot he was in Click, too.
He was?
He was Ben at 17 years old.
Which
I only saw Click like one time, so I can't even think about.
I've seen it a couple times. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, cool. IMDb.
I take IMDb's word for it. I just have to go back and rewatch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as I said before, we're going to... Oh, wow. Sorry, I got distracted by an almost catch. I shouldn't have the game on while we're doing the show. As I said before, we're going to, over the course of the next month or two, leading up to the Oscars, Adam and I are going to watch these movies as we go along. One a week, maybe two a week, depending on how much closer we get and how much we still need to do. And we'll give you our reviews, so we can give you our judgment calls and let you know exactly what we thought of the movies. And we can give you our actual prediction, not one we think is going to win.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Anchorman wasn't nominated for any awards.
No. Is there a comedy?
No, but there should be. And I think that was actually something they had discussed at one point, too, was actually doing a comedy category. Yeah.
It seems odd.
Comedies always get snubbed at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Like almost always. But at the Golden Globes, they name movies that aren't comedies under comedy and musical.
Right. So they get snubbed there, too. I mean, they don't have drama. They don't separate it by genre. They just have Best Picture.
At the Oscars.
Right.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons why they upped their Best Picture nominees to between 5 and 10. So they can fit more into that category.
Right.
Because the Golden Globes split it in 5, but they have 2 different categories, so they still have 10 nominations.
Right.
But I think that's one of the things I don't get. Like American Hustle and Wolf of Wall Street were both in the Best Comedy Musical category, and I don't consider either one of them a comedy or a musical. So I don't even know why they were in that particular category.
Yeah, they need to do something about that.
Yeah, I don't get why. So, but again, like I said, we'll give you our predictions. We'll keep you up to date, and we'll let you know as we go along. We'll probably do a small segment each show.
I want to see an animated film nominated for Best Picture.
It's happened. It's been a long time.
I'm trying to remember which films that have done it.
Beauty and the Beast.
Was it?
Yeah. Beauty and the Beast. I believe maybe The Lion King. I think might have been nominated. I'm not exactly sure about.
Okay.
So, but it has happened. It has definitely happened before.
Hold on, I might have found a list here. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. You're right. That was the first one, apparently.
Well, I knew that one for sure.
Okay. Up.
Okay, all right. I think they're usually Disney movies. The ones that it's happened to before are usually
Toy Story
Disney movies.
3.
Toy Story 3 was nominated for Best Picture?
That's what it says.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but those were the only 3 it gave me.
All 3 Disney?
I don't know how legitimate of a source that was. But
you mean Over the Hedge was never nominated for a Best Picture?
No, and surprisingly enough, no.
All right. You want to take a break? All right. Let's take a break.
Okay.
We'll come back. We'll hit a couple other stories. We'll hit the Weird of the Week, and we will wrap things up. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a few. Stay tuned.
Matt Damon!
Wrong, sir. Wrong. Under Section 37B of the contract signed by him, it states quite clearly that all offers shall become null and void if, and you can read it for yourself in this photostatic copy, I, the undersigned, shall forfeit all rights, privileges, and licenses herein and herein contained, etc., etc., fax mentis incendium gloria culpum, etc., etc., memo bis punitor delicatum. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You lose. Good day, sir.
I love that part.
I love that movie.
I try and say it word for word, but it's so hard. He says so many ridiculous things.
I've seen the movie so many times that and I still can almost do it. I still can't.
Yeah,
do
and
it
every
exactly.
time it's on TV, I'll watch it.
Oh yeah, me too. That's
ABC
one of those.
Family has a lot.
That's one of those movies that no matter what point it's on, I'll watch it.
Yeah, you may remember when I did a show in college.
I do.
Which you were on a few times. We had a segment called "You Lose, Good Day, Sir," and it was basically similar to the Weird of the Week, but we just picked someone who lost, basically, and we would play that clip after every story.
Who lost at life?
Yeah, basically. Like I think one time there was a horse that was allergic to grass, So we did that story, and the horse was the loser for that story.
That's actually not a bad idea. We might have to revamp. We might have to maybe resurface that.
Bring it back.
We'll bring it back.
Resurrect.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, and I couldn't think of it.
You knew there was an RE at the end.
Yeah, and I couldn't think of it. But I think you have something that needs to be played right now, don't you?
Yes, the Seattle Seahawks on a 4th and 7, going for it from the, I believe they're close to the 40-ish. I don't remember exactly where. Going for it, drew San Francisco off sides, but it didn't matter because Russell Wilson threw a bomb for the touchdown. I didn't see who it was to.
And I think it was in the
Seattle's
double.
Now up 20.
And I think it was in the double coverage too.
Yeah, there were a couple people back there.
Yeah.
They're up now 20-17.
Seattle back on top.
Yes, San Francisco just got the ball back.
Yeah. So, but I mean, speaking on the commercials, like I said too, or speaking on the football, I know like I said, we're going to try and figure out what we're going to do for Super Bowl Sunday. I know we're definitely not going to be on at our normal time. We still have a little bit of time to figure that out, though. But I know one thing I want to do when we come back is we're definitely going to go over the commercials.
Yes, without a doubt. We'll probably have some to play.
Yeah, the Super Bowl commercials. But right before we went to the break, we were talking about different stuff with the Oscars, and Matt Damon came up, and I was mentioning, or Matthew McConaughey came up, which led us to Matt Damon somehow.
All right.
And I had mentioned a clip of Matt Damon doing his impression of Matthew McConaughey. And during the break, Adam found it. So, I mean, if you want to play that, let's go ahead and run that clip.
Okay. This is him on Letterman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I used to hang out with them when we were, broke actors, and so I don't know, man. But what I would say was I would go into the morning, every morning on the set of Ocean's 13 and to Steven Soderbergh, and I'd say, Mr. Soderbergh, today's scene, I think, would be a good opportunity for me to take my shirt off.
And that's dead on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of wonder if he's ever asked that. Because if Matthew McConaughey ever said that.
I wouldn't have asked him.
Thank you.
Very good.
Well, I'd like to have you down to Kilgore, where I'm from in Texas. Maybe have a barbecue or something.
Well, that's very nice. Would I have to take my shirt off too, Matthew?
Well, if we were down in Austin, especially if it's summertime, it gets kind of hot. So
yeah,
probably get more chicks if we took our shirts off.
I love it. That impression is pretty much spot on Matthew McConaughey, and I love it.
Yeah.
Not only just vocally, but like attitude-wise. It's like, that's just how he is.
All right.
I love it. It's spot on.
That was really good.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I never saw that before.
So there's a bunch of stuff on YouTube that you could spend hours on.
Oh, you ever get lost in one of those, like, just basically dark holes of YouTube?
Yeah, it's like a YouTube train.
Yeah.
You take one video, it leads to another, it leads to another, it leads to another.
Yeah, ever since they put those, like, related videos on the side, you can literally just get lost for hours.
Oh, I spent like a good hour, I think, watching, and this was last week, actually. Over the past week, I watched a bunch of the celebrities reading bad tweets about themselves that Jimmy Kimmel does.
Yeah.
And I was dying. They're hysterical.
Like we did the Sofia Vergara ones last week.
Yeah. I think that's what led me to it, was I went on and I checked out some of them. So.
It's always good to hear those things. They're hilarious.
Yeah. So.
But I saw this article. If you want me to go into this?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I saw this article earlier in the week. It caught my eye. Apparently, these two parents are going to let the internet vote on the name of their baby.
This is just dangerous.
Yeah, first and middle name. And what's the first? You're going to have to pronounce the first name for me.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, that's the first.
Cthulhu Allspark is in the lead right now.
Which I'm not sure where that's from. I know Cthulhu is a mythological creature, but I'm not sure where Cthulhu Allspark is from.
Well, Allspark they vote separately.
Oh, okay.
Like the first name is voted, and the second middle name.
But then Allspark would be from a Transformers reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah, if you want to go on and vote, it's namemydaughter.com. I don't see here when it says that the voting closes. But obviously he has to get the approval of his wife. It actually says on the site itself. It says current winning name. It tells you is was it again Cthulhu?
Cthulhu, yeah.
Cthulhu Allspark McLaughlin. And it even has a little description here. Hi, my name is Steven, and much to the disbelief of my wife, I've decided to let the internet name my daughter. Yeah, there is an asterisk. Unfortunately, I know better than to trust you. We will ultimately be making the final decision. Alas, my daughter shall not be named Wacky Taco 692. Sorry, guys, the wife wouldn't go for a free-for-all. Inappropriate submissions may be removed. Yeah, looking at you, Graham? Graham? Graeme? Graeme. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I have no idea.
You know what you did. So currently, with 92,000 votes, Cthulhu is in first.
Very cool.
And second is Amelia. So how do you go from Cthulhu to Amelia?
I don't know, but I know
the internet picked it.
I know you just missed a fumble.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, a fumble recovery by Seattle. So
Seattle has recovered the fumble.
They stripped the ball from. They knocked the ball out of Kaepernick's hands as he was getting ready to throw. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, Cthulhu has 92,000. Amelia has 80,000. So I don't know how you go from Cthulhu to Amelia, but in third is Megatron,
which is awesome, by the way.
It's only 25,000 though, so it's got a ways to go. So vote up Megatron, everybody. Especially because it's going to be a girl.
We should start a campaign, and we should submit next level.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
So like next level Amelia McLaughlin.
Well, the first name could be Next, middle name can be Level.
Yeah, that could work.
Next Level McLaughlin.
Next level McLaughlin.
Yeah, the baby's due April 2nd, so I guess...
probably still plenty of time for the voting.
Yeah, I guess it probably goes up until birth.
Yeah.
I would assume. Charlotte is in fourth, by the way, for first names, and Olivia is in fifth. So it's kind of interesting, like...
There definitely are some traditional names that people are suggesting.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you got a couple weird ones like Megatron, but then you have Charlotte, Amelia, Olivia. Like, those are pretty nice names.
But, of course, those weird names are the ones that are going to be at the top of the list.
Right. And number 8 is April, which is when it's due. So that's actually an interesting one. I'm surprised that's not a little higher up.
That one's, you know what?
Zelda is on the list.
That's Robin Williams' daughter's name.
Zelda?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Robin
Street Lamp.
Street Lamp?
It's number 11.
I'm going to submit Keurig.
Keurig?
Yeah.
Yeah, Allspark is in. Actually, okay, so for the first name, it gives you a top 15. Number 15th is May, M-A-E.
Okay.
Number 2 in the middle name voting is May, M-A-E. Could you imagine if it was May?
Yeah.
Or even April, May?
I think May is a little too old-fashioned sounding.
Yeah.
You know, like I hear the word May and I think like somebody who's older, like a senior citizen. Not right. A newborn.
Yeah, so running down some of the more interesting middle name ones. Allspark is number 1. Of the Sea is number 4.
So what would be the first name with that? Chicken?
I don't see chicken on here though. And what is it? Street Lamp of the Sea?
April of the Sea?
Megatron
of the Sea?
I don't know. Salad is a middle name. I think it was really a lot of chicken-related names here. Chicken Salad, Chicken of the Sea, Chicken Allspark.
Maybe somebody put chicken and it just didn't get the votes.
Megatron Allspark.
See, that would be cool, though.
Yeah.
Although, what if you had Megatron as the top for middle name and the first name was Optimus Prime?
Optimus Megatron?
Yeah, Optimus Megatron.
That poor child.
This child.
Number 7 is Le-Dash-A or Le-Dash-A. It's L-E dash, like an actual dash, and then D-A-S-H-A.
Oh, I don't know then.
Which I don't know. Number 9 is Titanium. Pond is actually number 14 for first name and number 10 for middle name. Pond. Amelia's on here.
Wait. Did you say Amelia is on there for first name and Pond is there for middle?
Pond is on for both first and middle.
But
and
Amelia,
so is Amelia.
But for first and middle.
Yeah,
because
both of them.
Amelia Pond is a character from Doctor Who.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe because they're both up for first and middle name.
So that might be where that one's coming from.
Yeah.
That one might be a bunch of Whovians submitting that one in.
It is the internet.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Do you think you would ever do something like this?
I would never let the internet name my child.
No,
because you're just torturing your child at that point.
Well, it does say that they get to make the final decision. Like, I don't think they're going to name their kid Megatron of the Sea.
No. I don't.
You know what I mean? So it actually looks like Seattle might have just fumbled. By the way.
Yeah, I'm watching this replay here too. It looks like.
But yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I think I'm okay with just thinking of a name myself.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of some of them, but more of the ridiculous names that you hear are usually celebrities.
Oh, like
Blue Ivy.
Like Blue Ivy or
Northwest.
Yeah. Is that the one that Kanye? Is that their baby?
Yeah, that's Kanye and Kim's baby.
Northwest. Yeah, which is stupid.
Right. I actually, growing up, a friend of my parents, their last name was Day, and I guess her parents, I believe what happened was they tried to name her Windy. Like Windy, like Windy Day. And I think what happened was, I guess the people on the birth certificate put Wendy. So her name's Wendy, but I think it's supposed to be Windy because her sister's name is Summer.
Oh, okay.
So Summer Day.
I would think I think a good first name for someone with the last name Day would be Yester.
Yester? Yeah. That's a good one. Or
it's really not. It's just
May.
Mayday? Mayday? Yeah.
I like that one. I can't think of anything good with gory. That would be like Alley.
Hunky.
Allegory.
Oh no, that would be Dory.
Like allegory.
Yeah. I was going to say.
What about you?
Oh, I mean Beck, but I mean there's really not.
Beck?
I can't really think of anything that would go with Beck.
Yeah, because I mean isn't that a famous singer, Beck? But he's just one name.
Yeah, but
like
that's his first name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Beck is his first name.
Oh, okay. You should name your kid Bennett.
But there's already a Beck Bennett, so I would be Bennett Beck.
Bennett Beck, yeah.
So, I actually, believe it or not, I actually have a couple of names I have in mind for when I have a kid.
Bennett like Beckham?
No.
See, it's much easier if the first name's Beck. How about Glenn? Name your kid Glenn.
No. Staying far away from that.
You didn't think about that.
No, we're away from politics, remember? Even names, it doesn't work. No, actually, believe it or not, one of the names that I actually like for my kid, and it actually works for both a male and female, I like the name Riley.
It's a good name.
And it could work for either one. It could work for a male or a female.
It's like Taylor.
Yeah, because you got Taylor Lautner and Taylor Swift. I mean...
Well, when I'm looking at this list of names the internet's voted on, I actually really do like Olivia.
Olivia's not a bad name, and there are a couple Olivias out there already that are pretty famous and pretty hot at the same time. Well, I was thinking Olivia Wilde, but
right, yeah, but I'm saying like
Olivia Wilde, Olivia Munn, Olivia from Fringe,
right? Yeah, I don't think I'd ever let the internet vote.
No,
I mean, I would actually. You know what? I probably would like if like say Andrea and I had like a bunch of names or like 5 names, boy or girl, because neither of us, when we have kids, neither of us want to know the sex of the kid.
Yeah.
We want to be surprised. So, like, say we had like 5 names each. I don't know if I'd go as far as a middle name, but I would be willing to put them on the internet.
Yeah, but you're giving them a choice of a particular list of names. You're not
have them pick from what I want, not give me.
You're not letting them make it up, right? As they go.
Yeah, that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, that I can kind of understand. I could see that. But yeah, I'm never gonna let them actually choose or make up the name. That's just not gonna work.
60% of the time, it works every time.
I'm gonna name my kid Whammy.
Yeah.
Whammy.
But yeah. So if you want to go on and vote, namemydaughter.com. You have until around April 2nd. I say either we go all in and go for next level, try and get that voted up, or we go for Adam because that's right near my birthday.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going on. I'm voting for Keurig.
My birthday's the 10th, so I'm hoping it's 8 days late. I'll have to follow this. I'm trying to remember, like, when it gets closer to see, what actually happens.
What the list changes to.
Yeah, and what, like, when the kid's born, what they actually name her.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm going for Keurig.
Keurig? You don't want to do next? How about next level, the middle name, first name Keurig?
I'm trying to give you a segue here, Adam, and you're not biting.
No, I know, but you tried to give it to me way too early before.
I know, that's why I brought it back up.
Just started the story, but, we could do Keurig. Speaking of Keurig...
There you go. You bit.
Speaking of Keurig, apparently there is going to be a Keurig-like machine that is for instant soup, which is awesome.
I love this idea, but I'm curious as to how it's going to work.
Yeah, I'm not a huge soup eater. Like, I'll have it when I'm sick or if it's cold. But if this machine, goes mainstream, I will become a soup eater.
Well, I've had like those instant soups that you make in mugs and things like that. Like you just add hot water to them from like a water machine or a water jar at work, and you drink it out of the mug or you eat soup.
Right. Have you seen pictures of this?
I haven't, and
it looks just like a Keurig.
But what really makes me curious about this is, what do you do about noodles? Like, I don't know, the only thing I can think of is that maybe you add the dry noodles to your
that's
mug,
what it looks like.
And then you pop in the Keurig, which the Keurig is the broth.
Yeah, I'm seeing a picture here. It looks like there's a bowl with noodles already in it, and there's this big, probably about 4 inches tall, like, rectangular box you put in the top, and it looks like water and whatever the type of soup is comes out into the bowl of noodles.
We'll have to post a link to that on the on the site. So
just looking at the article here, it says the convenient machine is a miso soup maker.
Oh, so it's a particular kind of soup then?
This one specifically.
Okay.
It's available from a Japanese retail Marukomi, the one shot. It's called the one shot, by the way. It works similarly to coffee machine that makes it soup at the push of a button. So basically, like they said, the miso soup maker functions like a Keurig.
Because I think I remember hearing about this before, and I thought I had gotten wind that Campbell's was also going to be doing this.
It's possible. This is off of trendhunter.com, so I don't know if it's this might have been the first one that they were looking at.
Yeah.
It's capable of making up to 75 bowls of miso soup. So I guess this one is specifically for miso soup.
Okay.
It allows you to manage how strong the flavor is and includes an option that adds a range of dehydrated vegetables.
Okay.
It's expected to go on sale at the end of January.
So, I mean, it pretty much is then that you're going to add the noodles and the veggies to the bowl, and then you're going to pop in the Keurig cup, and the Keurig cup is going to make the broth that is going to add to it.
Right.
So, okay, well, that makes sense. That'd be something I would look forward to.
It does look like Campbell's is making K-cups. Soup K-cups.
Well, that's what I figured this other one was.
So it's not this one's a whole separate machine.
Oh, I was thinking of it was the K-cups.
Oh, no. This is a whole separate machine.
Oh, okay.
Campbell's, though, is doing K-cups.
Because the K-cups would only make like a mug of soup. It wouldn't make a full bowl.
Right, yeah. This one, like I said, it was a big rectangular box, so it looks like it had a bowl underneath the thing.
Okay, so that's a particular kind of Keurig machine that makes a full bowl of soup.
Right.
Okay.
For just miso soup.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see my work buying that. I could see because we already have a Keurig, so I mean I could see buying the Campbell's K-cups. But yeah, I can't see my job buying a whole separate machine just to make soup.
Yeah, and I know for Keurigs, a lot of times it says after every cup or every once in a while you're supposed to just run it without anything in it to clear it out, kind of.
Yeah.
I got to imagine with this, that really would kind of clog it up.
Especially if you're making all these different kinds of soups.
Yeah.
I mean, the one soup right now, I can see it, it'd be okay. But yeah, later on, if you're adding like tomato and chicken noodle and all this other stuff, it's going to...
Right. And by the way...
Nice interception. Sorry. This ball is just going back and forth. The ball in this game is just going back and forth.
Right.
Seattle fumbled it. 49ers recovered. Now Seattle just picked it off, and now they have the ball back.
Well, Seattle actually was going for it on 4th and goal from the 1 when they fumbled. So, I mean, either way, if they didn't get it, they were going to lose the ball. But
yeah.
Ballsy move on their part.
Sorry. If you're listening to this on the podcast, obviously you know what the outcome of this game already is. So don't tell us.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't want to know.
But the Keurig machine is awesome. Do you have one?
I don't have one here. I really only drink coffee at work, so I just use I buy the K cups and I just take them into work with me, and I use the Keurig at work.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think they're awesome. I don't even drink coffee. We actually got one as a wedding present. I don't drink coffee. Andrea does. But I don't. But I still use it for a ton of different stuff.
Tea and hot chocolate.
Yeah, tea, hot chocolate, and even iced tea.
Well, see, how do you make the iced tea out of it? Because it puts hot water through it.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
They actually used to just have like whatever the major brand for K-Cup is, I don't remember, but they used to have iced tea ones, but now they even have Snapple ones. What you do is you have to fill up a non-glass, like preferably plastic. Like I have those plastic, like 20-ounce cups. Like the souvenir type ones you get. I have one of those. You fill it up with ice, and then you turn it on, and you usually do. I think ours has three sizes. You usually do the middle one because of the ice. It takes less water. Mm-hmm. And then what the ice does, it literally instantly cools it. It's not hot at all, and you just stir it up so that everything mixes together, and the ice has a chance to kind of spread out, and it's iced tea, instant iced tea.
I'll have to check. I'll have to see if the machine we have at my work has that setting to maybe do that. By the way,
there's no setting. It's just the cup.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you put it into the cup of ice, and the ice is what cools it, not the machine.
Correct. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So like you go out and buy, say, like the Snapple K cups. I've bought in the Snapple ones. They're really good.
By the way, Keurig or Snapple, if you're listening, we're looking for sponsors. Since we're talking up your machines right now, and your K cups, and Campbell's. We could use Campbell's too because they're local.
The Snapple ones, they don't taste exactly like Snapple. They taste more like the instant mix iced tea, which I think is also really good.
Yeah, it's still not bad.
Right. But yeah, all you do is you load the cup in like you would for coffee. You have to get like a nice big. I think I have a 20-ounce one, plastic cup. And then fill that with ice, stick it under there, and push the button, and away you go. I'm
going to have to try that at work tomorrow. Well, I don't have the Snapple K-Cups, but I'll have to get them over the week. And give
I think Walmart has them.
Give that a shot. I think Acme has them, too.
Sponsor.
2 more sponsors. We should just start naming companies and see which ones bite.
Seattle Seahawks.
Snapple. Apple. Yeah, Apple. Yeah, right, Apple.
Yeah,
Apple,
right.
Apple doesn't pay for shit when it comes to sponsorships. Well, no, it's not that.
How about you, you crazy Dutch bastard?
They don't pay for anything. Like, if you see a company or a show, like a television show, using an Apple computer on screen, they don't pay for that. Apple does not pay for that. They're like, look, you want to use it, that's fine, but we're not paying you for it. They are stubborn as hell when it comes to that. Yet, reason 105, I don't like Apple.
That's a lot of reasons.
Anyway, it's probably not 105. It's probably like 6, but still.
It's enough.
It's enough, yeah. Maybe if we just start naming companies, we'll pick up a sponsor. Like, hey, we heard you mention us on your show.
Well, like
we'd like to give you money.
Place. Like that place in Limerick that we were at.
Yeah, you know what? I think we should mention them anyway, just because like that was an awesome place to go. So we went to Adam and I, along with our friends Ryan and Steve. We went to a place in Linfield. Right outside of Limerick, PA, called Golf 364 on the Linfield. It was the Linfield National Golf Club, and it's right inside of their pro shop. And what it is, it's a golf simulator, and it was a great. I plugged them on my personal Facebook yesterday, and we can probably plug them on our site too. It's basically, it was a great way. You go in and you can. It's a golf simulator. You go in with your clubs. It's the complete experience of playing golf, except you can do it in the winter in the warmth, and you don't have to chase your ball. And well,
I still managed
and you still managed to lose a ball in a simulator.
I shanked one right into the corner of the screen, and it got lost. I looked, and there shouldn't have been it. Like, you should be able to find it behind the screen, but I don't know where it went.
Yeah, that was the highlight of the day.
Only I would manage to lose a ball on a simulator.
I hadn't played golf in about 3 years, and like I feel like I honestly didn't do too bad. I know that I have a lot of improvement to do.
I actually played better outside for some reason.
Yeah, because I beat you, which kind of like surprised me.
Right. I don't hit well off those mats. Like they have those, fake grass mats. I don't hit well off of those for some reason. Yeah. I don't hit well off of normal grass either, but like, especially not those. I don't know why.
But I mean, anyway, this was it was a great place. Like I said, it's on Linfield National Golf Club, inside their pro shop to the right. Actually, once you go inside, it was affordably priced. We got a great deal, but even without the deal, it's pretty affordably priced.
Yeah, I think it's normally $40 an hour. And even if you don't feel like,
wasn't it 40 for 2 hours? Wasn't it?
Is what we got. Normally, it's 40 an hour
for a foursome.
For up to 4 people. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I thought it was per person, but it was only...
No, yeah, the way it works is you rent it the hour up to 4 people, so you don't have to pay per person. Like, if there's 2 of you, it's $40. If there's 4 of you, it's $40.
Okay, all right.
And you can even, if you want to just go hit, like, I think you can do it for, 20 minutes if you wanted to just go... They have, like, a driving range feature. And I think you can just do that for a shorter amount of time.
Well, that's what we were warming up with, too, wasn't it? Was the driving range?
Yep.
Yeah, virtual driving range, virtual courses... I know they said they're adding more and more courses to it. You can pretty much play a majority of the courses that you want to play.
Yeah, it's cool because I mean, this time of year, you really don't get to get outside. I mean, you'd like to say you try and get out when it gets warm, but this summer or this winter, it really hasn't gotten warm.
Yeah,
it's supposed to get towards 0 again this week. So. Yeah.
But it was a great place, great environment. The staff was great. Yeah, the staff was extremely friendly. So we got to plug them. Golf 364 in Linfield, PA. It was just an awesome, awesome place.
Yeah.
You want to do the Weird of the Week?
Let's. And a new theme for this week.
Yeah, let's check it out.
And now the Next Level Showcast presents the Weird of the Week.
You can tell us which one you like better, by the way, either on our page or Twitter or whatever. So first off, I have here, manual transmission stops Massachusetts car thieves. A trio of would-be Massachusetts car thieves had to hit the brakes on their plan because none of them knew how to drive a stick.
That's hysterical.
You're so dumb.
That's like it's like one of those stupid criminal things. It's just it's hysterical.
So this happened in Springfield, Massachusetts. They say the men pulled a knife on a food delivery driver Tuesday and then demanded the food and his keys. So they asked for the food that he was delivering too. But then they noticed the car had a manual transmission. Apparently they argued among themselves and then left with and they ran down the street. They kept the food though, but the driver was uninjured, and there have been no arrests yet. This is kind of messed up. They're not messed up as in like it's just weird.
Wow, that's
Bigfoot erotica is a real thing.
Repeat that.
Bigfoot erotica,
because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
She's not gonna wait and dictate.
And this is from the Huffington Post. It says, "You know what they say about guys with big feet."
What do they say, Adam?
Sasquatch-themed erotica has been around a while, but the hilariously hairy phenomenon has lumbered its way into the mainstream. Last month, Business Insider spoke with Virginia Wade, an author whose specialty is this particular type of erotica. She has a 3-volume, 16-book. It's called "Come for Bigfoot."
Oh God!
But she had to change the title to "Moan for Bigfoot" last year after Amazon and other retailers were cracking down on more explicit, self-publicized, published ebooks. So now it's called "Moan for Bigfoot." According to, I'm not going to read some of these quotes. Actually, I will. This is
yeah, just go for it. Just do it.
This is an excerpt from one of the books, okay? So let me try and. I wish I had more like sexier music. I'll try and read it.
Just read it anyway.
Like this was 50 Shades of Grey for Bigfoot. From within the tufts of matted hair, the creature released a huge pale cock that defied logic.
Okay,
That's
yeah, you can stop. Don't even go any further with that.
No, that's all it says anyway.
That's disturbing.
Apparently she makes between $6,000 and $30,000 a month off of these books.
More money than I make.
Right.
On Bigfoot erotica.
And they call them sex squatches instead of Sasquatches.
Yeah, I write Cthulhu erotica.
Yeah. It even says here, we know what you're thinking. Between this and dinosaur erotica, which apparently also exists, why don't I start some bizarro porn and rake in the cash myself?
That's what I just said, wasn't it?
What they did, though, was to test this out, they got one of the Weird News associate editors to try his hand at doing this. So they have a quiz at the bottom here. So you have to see if you can tell which passages are real and which ones are from the actual series of books. Okay.
Go for it.
Do you want to try a couple?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is, there's only 4 of them. For a grizzled walking carpet with the manners of a goat, he sure was a good kisser. Do you think that was the Virginia Wade professional Bigfoot eroticist or the Huffington Post Weird News person?
I'm going to say Huffington Post.
Okay, and let me see if I can just pull up all the answers, because it wants me to do them one by one. No, it doesn't tell me. That was actually... that was Virginia Wade.
So that was a real one?
Yeah, that was the real one. It lost it now. Let's see. I'll just move on because there were 4 of them. So the last one was, I only put this in here because it's kind of local. You may have heard about it. Chris Pagano, the alleged Swiss cheese pervert, has been arrested. This is coming out of the Philadelphia area.
Yeah, that's local to us.
And it's actually funny because maybe you should write for the Huffington Post, because their first opening is, if he has an alibi, it's probably full of holes.
Damn it, that was my joke.
Yeah.
I said that before the show. I said, yeah, did you hear they had to let him go? And you walked right into it. You're like, really? I was like, yeah, the case was full of holes.
Yeah.
That's my joke.
He allegedly terrorized residents of Mayfair, Pennsylvania with cheese-themed sexual requests earlier this month, but he has been apprehended. Christopher Pagano, 41, was arrested on Thursday, suspected of driving around Mayfair and the surrounding area, exposing himself to various women and offering them money to watch him put Swiss cheese on his privates. And there's actually someone had managed to, the reason they caught him is someone managed to take a picture of this guy. And the picture is him in his car holding a piece of cheese with no pants on.
With his pants down, yeah.
Yeah. Which is just, this is probably some of the type of people that get into the Bigfoot erotica.
Well, this is just a similar example. There used to be another guy in this area who drove, and when I say this area, I mean the Philly area, because that's where we broadcast from. But there was another guy that he was nicknamed the Pickle Sucker, and he used to drive a yellow Neon up and down 95. And used to have a big pickle that he was sucking on all the time. And he was motioning it, obviously, as a blowjob to people.
If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
He was motioning it to people that he was driving past on 95, mainly women. Implying, this is what I want you to do.
Ugh.
So, but apparently I heard this guy was also hitting up people on the dating site Plenty of Fish, too. This wasn't just something he was doing in his car.
So he was asking people on there if they'd...
Oh, he was offering them money to do it. Like
How about no, you crazy Dutch bastard?
Like a cheese fetish.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. When I look at this picture, I don't know if have you seen the picture?
I have, yeah.
If you get a chance, pull it up. I'll put it on the site after the show's over. He kind of looks like the guy from those... Allstate commercials, or not Allstate, State Farm commercials. The discount double check.
Oh,
the guy with the cheese head.
Yeah,
the Packers fan with the cheese head.
And it's funny you say that too, because there was just one on. There was just one on
that's
the TV
what reminded me of it actually. And actually, it's on again right now. The
oh yeah, there he is
on the airplane. Here he comes on the wing. Yeah. It kind of looks like him. It's kind of weird actually. I'll have to try and I'll put up a collage and I'll have them next to each other. I'll do a side by side. But I believe it said, I don't see it in this article, but I believe I saw that he was out on bail. He paid some of the bail. So he's back on the streets. But I'm sure if, there's anything like this again, they know right where to find him.
Keep an eye on the delis.
I think he lives in Norristown. So anyone in Norristown, keep your eye out.
Well, he lives in Norristown, but he apparently was going up and down the boulevard. He was going up and down the boulevard in the city, yeah.
Miso horny.
I think that's a record of times I got to play that clip. First was because of miso soup.
And now because of a cheese pervert.
Yeah, and every time I hear miso soup, I always think of that.
The miso horny.
Miso soup.
Is that all you got for Weird of the Week?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need to have for Weird of the Week.
All right, I think on that note, we need to start wrapping things up.
Oh, come on.
For the night.
Sorry I had a fight in the middle of your Black Panther party.
We quote that at work all the time. That and I think you should go back home to Greenbow, Alabama. Alabama! Thank you. That worked out perfect.
I didn't tell you I had that one.
No, but we quote that at work all the time.
Yeah. So, that's probably a couple of my favorite ones. So.
All right. I think that's going to wrap things up for the night.
You got to end on the cheese guy?
Yeah, why not?
All right, well, just keep an eye out on our Facebook page because I am going to put a side-by-side up.
All right. Yeah, that's going to wrap things up for the night. Like I said before, or as we said before earlier, next week we are back to our normal time of 7 o'clock.
Normal business hour.
7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, same Mixler channel as always. We'll post the links and stuff. Not sure what we're going to talk about yet next week, but I'm sure we'll post stuff on the Facebook page. Once we get everything worked out to the middle of the week. Possibly a replay of the podcast on Wednesday night, probably around 8 o'clock for your listening pleasure. Podcast hopefully will be up by no later than tomorrow night. Hopefully tomorrow night. If not tomorrow night, by Tuesday at the latest.
Right. And we should actually probably do we have the emails now, our personal ones? Or do those have to wait till the site?
Let's wait till next week.
I didn't know how that works.
Yeah, let's wait till next week to post that, to mention the new emails, because we have new email addresses that are going to be coming along with the new website. But you know what? In the next couple weeks, there's a lot of cool things coming. We're going to have our website's going to be up and running. The podcast is going to be on iTunes, which is pretty damn cool. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get some new listeners out of that as well, and you'll be able to download the podcast, put it on your iPhone or your iPod. It's going to be free. It's going to be free of charge. We're not going to charge you for the podcast like we know some people. Like there are some podcasts that you have to pay for it, but ours is going to be free. That'll be up and running hopefully in the next couple weeks. So going into February, after Super Bowl and everything, a lot of big things coming along, which is going to be pretty cool. But anyway, you can check us out. For now, you can email us if you want to say anything about anything you hear on the show tonight, or if you're listening to the podcast and you want to mention anything at sorry, I'm still on the old show.
Next Level
Showcast at yahoo.com. That will be changing in the next couple weeks, but for now it's still active. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Next Level Showcast. Follow us on Twitter at the Next Level SC. And obviously you can post anything you want, any comments or anything like that on the Facebook page. Be sure to share the Facebook page. If you haven't liked it, like it already, share it on your page, get your friends to like it. And the more listeners we get as the days go on, the better things will be for you guys as listeners, because we'll be able to do bigger contests than we've already done and such.
Right, and if you do know anybody that would be interested in setting up a sponsorship where, they can sponsor the show, different segments, get their link put up on our website when it comes out, Facebook page, stuff like that, let us know.
Yeah, you plug us, we'll plug you. That's pretty much basically the way it works. Like Adam said, we are looking for sponsors for the show. I got a lot of stuff in the works for Philadelphia Comic-Con coming up in June. I've got a lot of emails out and feelers. We're hoping to set up some interviews with a bunch of the guests that are going to be there, and we'll be able to replay them. Maybe even get some of them live on the show too, which would be kind of cool. So,
some breaking news. I don't know if you're watching, but San Francisco is driving. They were on the 20-yard line with 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter, down just 6 points. All they needed was a touchdown to win. Colin Kaepernick throws an interception in the end zone.
Nice. I missed it. I see the celebrating.
22 seconds left. Seattle's got the ball back. San Francisco only has 2 timeouts. That's going to be the game.
So I think we could pretty much announce it right now. Super Bowl this year, Seattle Seahawks versus the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, there is a flag on the play, but I have a feeling, if anything, it's going to be...
it's a late flag.
Excessive celebration, probably.
Probably.
They're still going to have the ball.
Yeah.
So, sorry to interrupt, but continue.
No, that's fine. I'm glad for you to interrupt that because, like I said, that was my prediction for this anyway. So I'm
that's
kind
what's happening in Seattle right now.
I'm kind of glad that's what's happening.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think I'm going to cheer for the Broncos.
Maybe that's what the flag was for.
A little pushing and shoving.
Push and shoving, yeah.
Niners, yeah. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter now. It's over.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think it's about the same for us too.
Yeah, he kind of taunted him. Richard Sherman, the cornerback on the Seahawks, came up and gave the Niners receiver a little pat on the butt, and then also gave the universal sign for choking.
Yeah, I see that now.
That might be it.
So
yeah, he can do it. Whatever, they're going to win.
While it's the end for the 49ers, I think that's going to be the end for us too.
Not forever.
No, not forever.
Unlike the
only
49ers, we will be back next week.
Only, yeah, good call. Yeah, only until 7:00 next week. So remember, tell your friends, tell everybody that you know about us, and the bigger things we get, the bigger things will be coming along. So that's going to be it for the night. We're going to get out of here. It's getting late.
Yeah. So later.
So we'll see you around, and we will see you next week. Later.
I'm not great at farewell, so that'll do, pig.
That's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And you stole it from a movie.